Kitchen talk, conversations that cook. Kitchen talk, conversations that cook. What you want to talk about? Kitchen talk, conversations that cook. Kitchen talk, Lisa, Lopre, JT, and friends. Kitchen talk, conversations that cook. Kitchen talk, conversations that cook. What you want to talk about? Kitchen talk, conversations that cook. Kitchen talk, Lisa, Lopre, JT, and friends.
Lisa, Lopre, JT, and friends. Y'all ready to cook up some conversation? Come on.
Kitchen talk.
Let's talk.
Hey.
JT, what's up?
Yo. We back in the building. What's happening?
We
Good
are
evening.
in the
Good
building.
evening.
Hey, people.
Good evening.
Yo. Mm-hmm.
Welcome back,
Yes.
ladies. Welcome back.
So we are so excited for Kitchen Talk tonight. CTC.
Conversations
that cook.
They cook. Yes, I love it. So we have with us Kim Black.
Hi, everybody.
Yes, girl. Good to see you. We have Keri Leonard, our high school senior. Excuse me. Yes. And then we have Kenya Williams back with us, our college senior. Yes. From that great, wonderful place on the highest of 7 hills.
The highest.
Tallahassee. Yes. That's how we do it. Them rattlers in the house. I love it. We're gonna try to, talk Keri into coming on the hill, but I think she might have.
She might as well. She already had some influencers.
I think it's on the list. Is it on the list, Keri?
It's on the list.
Okay, good.
Great.
As long as it's on the list, that's great. That's great.
We've been
So
talking about this for a long time, Keri. So at this point, I think it was.
They're not applying pressure, sweetheart. They're not applying pressure. They're applying pressure.
Yeah.
Hey, Keri, go where you want to go.
FAMU.
Go where you want to go. I love FAMU too, but go where you want to go.
Even if I don't go to fam, I'm gonna come back to go to the homecoming.
Hey.
I mean,
all the Florida State students do.
Yeah.
They're all of them.
Yeah. Ain't nothing like FAMU homecoming. Hey, Cam.
Hey, Cam.
Checking in with us. Yes.
Yeah.
So, listen, I thought it would be really, really good to check in with the village tonight. So that's what we're going to do. So, I know we've talked with Kim Black a month or so ago, and then we talked with Keri and Kenya at the start of the school year, academic year, whichever one you want to call it. So I thought tonight would be good. A good break from voting and elections. Let's check in with the village and see how everybody's doing. So, Keri, how's it going, Mama?
It's going pretty good. I got good grades, AB honor roll. So not that bad. It's a little challenging and different though. Very, very different.
I love it.
But the important part is, even with the difference, Keri still has amazing grades. Amazing grades. So how do you think you're maintaining that, even with the challenges and the differences?
I try to make sure I focus and get all my work done before the deadline, and so then make sure I have all my stuff in on time, and make sure that I'm not missing anything, that I'm listening to everything my teachers are saying, taking notes and stuff.
Oh, that's important.
You sound like a college student already. Ready. You know what I'm talking about? Come on now. Come on.
She ready.
Come on
She
to the
is
hill.
ready.
What's up
She is
with
ready.
how you feel about graduation this year? Because it may be the same like last year. What are your thoughts in terms of finishing out the school year?
They claim that they're gonna well, I'll be attending school back in January on campus. They're saying that everything's gonna go back to the same, but still with like COVID procedures and stuff. So we might have a regular graduation. We might have one like last year where the cars came by. I'm hoping that we still do like some of the high school traditions because it is my last year and I want to experience that.
Sure. Sure. Oh, can you imagine being at a prom with a mask on?
Man,
No,
I'm gonna have the flies mask on in that mug.
Blinged out. Blinged out.
I've seen a couple of weddings where they're getting their mask done. I have a friend, her mom is making masks for the wedding party, and I thought that was, real cool. That although we want to have a good time, we want to make sure everybody's safe.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
What
Kenya.
what you call it? Coordinate. What's that?
Yeah,
what's that
coordinate.
movie?
Coordinate.
Coordinate.
That's Boomerang.
Gotta
It's an Eddie
coordinate.
Murphy movie.
Coordinate.
Yeah.
Coordinate.
Of course,
Gotta
you would know. You
coordinate.
only watch black movies.
That's
You
right. All black everything. All black everything. I'm working on making the White House black.
Oh. Whoa.
Hey, it had already
Okay.
been that.
So we done
It was
got
black when Obama
sidetracked.
was in there.
So, Kenya, how's it going?
It's going okay. I have been maintaining my grades as well, but it's more so like everything else that's happening on the outside that's been kind of challenging and just a lot to, take in and stuff like that with just the world and kind of where we are. And it's been a lot of I've seen a lot of people take a lot of losses and it's been really hard, but I'm just feeling grateful and blessed overall to just still have my family members, to still be able to, maintain my academics and just be able to sustain during this time. So I'm just honestly taking it day by day and just learning to appreciate the small things because I found that to be very important right now. So that's where I am.
That is very true. Very true, Kenya. And just before we got on, Kenya and I were talking. We were like, oh my God, I miss you. I miss you. I miss you. It's like we really, really miss the theater. We miss being, inside and doing the work. The work still gets done, but it's just something about all of us just being in that place together. It's like a sanctuary almost. The theater is. So yeah.
It's definitely like a safe place for me because I found that, without the theater, that has really affected me a lot. I have, had moments where I didn't feel like I was like fulfilling my purpose. I didn't feel like I was doing anything meaningful because that work is definitely meaningful. And like when you're on stage, you're communicating to people, you're touching people with different messages and you feel good about that. So to not have it, it's definitely taking a toll on me because I was in the theater a lot, which I'm grateful for. So to not have it, I definitely miss it a lot. And I cannot wait to do Schoolgirls in the fall. I'm so excited.
In the spring.
I mean, in the spring. Yes, in the spring.
In the spring, yeah. I'm excited about that too. I'm just hoping that our numbers start going back down so we're not affected by anything and we can move forward with that. That would be so great. I'm looking forward to Schoolgirls myself. That's gonna be a great show. I think somebody just checked in with us. Hey Lou. Shout out to Lou. Keri, that's
Hey,
your
Lou.
daddy.
Hey, Dad.
So, Miss Lord have mercy, Kim Black.
Well, why you have to say Lord have mercy before you say my name?
Right.
Because Kim, when I tell you,
I ain't did nothing yet.
Keyword is
That must be mean she gonna do something.
that's right. I already know. So, Kim, listen.
Yes.
So at first, you were doing the DoorDash Chronicles that had everybody falling out laughing.
Dying.
Be anything. What did you say, Kim? Be anything.
Be anything but ridiculous. And if you don't
But
understand what that means, look up the word ridiculous and it'll explain it to the T. Cause baby,
Kim will have you dying with the DoorDash Chronicles, like dying. And she's not even saying them, you just reading them on social media, but you are falling out laughing. So that's my first, Lord have mercy. But my second one is the parent snitch. So the last time we talked to you, you were saying that you were snitching on the children, you was telling, you was riding the streets, you was in the streets, looking at them, telling if you knew their mamas, you was telling them. And now at this point, Kim, you have created a social media page and buzz. So tell us what's going on with that.
Well, I was sitting up one night and somebody said, you ought to create a page. So I decided that I was going to create the Parent Snitch page. And on my page is you get various resources, you get motivation, but you also get, hey, do y'all know the kids doing this? Do you know they doing that? Do you know they meeting up somewhere to fight? Do you know this going on? Do you know that going on? So I generated within a couple of days, I think I got over 500 people to join the page. And it's been growing and growing. Trust me, it has been growing. I've seen a lot of good things that happen with the page. I had a mother whose daughter was missing for a couple of days. She was able to get on the page and say, I'm looking for my daughter. And, you know, she got information on her. First of all, who the daughter was with and what area she was in. And within a matter of a few hours, her daughter was home. Wow. I have a parent who came on just this week whose child had been being bullied by various students at different schools. And she got on and she knew some of the names of the kids who were bullying her child. And we got parents connecting to solve the problem so her child can stop getting bullied. We had another person in the community. His name is, we call him Hubba Bubba. His name Whitfield Leland. He got in touch with school boards and school members, and we found out who the children were, found out what school they went to. Those parents end up connecting so they can talk about what's going on, how can they solve the problem to stop the bullying. So it has really been instrumental, and every day I get on and I just look at it, and it brings me so much joy. I mean, I put resources, I do motivational stuff. I give, insightful thoughts, because you don't just have single mothers raising kids. You have also single parents, and you have 2-parent households. So I try to cater to all the dynamics of the family on that page, but I'm going to tell when they acting up, and I don't mind. It's okay. You need to know what your children are doing, because everything your child does, it comes back on you. So as a parent, you need to know what they're out there doing, because eventually, if they don't pay for it, you're going to be paying for it. So I tell when they fight and they meeting up to fight and they hanging out too late, why y'all didn't go pick up the kids from the movies? It's 12 o'clock. So.
Hey, she like my grandma. We used to call my grandma Channel 6 News.
Hold on now. I don't want to. I was going to say I don't want to be grandma, but I'm going to take that back because I'm already there.
Hey, she that one mama. Don't nobody want to go play at her child house because she gonna tell.
Pretty much.
Again, she probably gonna whoop them first and then send them home.
Actually, my house is the house that everybody run away to. I've always had that in the neighborhood. They come and I let them say, I'm like, okay, call your mama. Everybody looks. No, call your mama. You ain't sitting up in here, and your mama don't know where you at. So that's how my grandmother was, my mother was. We didn't go to other people's houses. So I realized in this day and age, sometimes kids just need a safe haven. So I've always been that safe haven house.
That is true. Yeah, that is.
As long as you were in the house where everybody was like, nah, don't eat at her house. They nasty. They got roaches.
That part, we didn't have roaches. I couldn't do that. They all used to pile up in one room. We don't do roaches. That's nasty.
So Black, what's the next?
I had one of them kind of grandparents.
Go ahead, JT.
I was saying I had one of them kind of grandparents. My grandma just tell you straight up, when you go over there, don't eat nothing.
we weren't allowed to go anywhere, so I couldn't eat anywhere, so it didn't matter.
Man.
I was always at home eating.
Right. Well, what's the next big theme is Black, because I follow the page as well. I love the content. And I think it's a great resource. Right. We just saw somebody right now who just said that they joined the page. They joined the
And
page.
that, yeah, that's you they favorite.
I love it.
I plan to bring Owen. Okay. I plan to continue to give more resources, especially during this time where everybody's at home and parents are trying to go to work, and then you have those parents that's working from home, and you have those students that they kept at home for Digital Academy. I plan to get more resources on the page for that. I did someone forwarded me something great about English, the English language, and that has been instrumental. People have been sharing that post. You saw that? They've been really sharing that post. So things like that, just keeping parents in touch. I know that you want your child to get out on the weekends because everybody need a break, but you need to know what they're breaking to. Not what they're breaking from, but what they're breaking to. So every time I get a tag or a hit, I put it on that page. I'm going to keep informing parents in the community what's going on. I'm going to keep doing that.
So I have a question for all three of you. What do you think about us going back to normal? You know, Kay, you just said it. You know, they're pushing you back to go back in January. I heard that through the grapevines as well, that a lot of districts, especially with the governor trying to push, you know, our students to go back. Ms. Black, how do you think that's going to help affect the families? And do you think it's a good idea pushing back to normalcy? What are your thoughts on that?
We'll never be normal. We'll never go back to the life that we had before COVID, first of all. Secondly, I think it's dangerous because parents are going back to work. They're coming in contact with people outside the home. You got to come home. You don't know if you contracted COVID. Now you have a whole house. Everybody in your house is with COVID. You have to go get tested. Me and my 15-year-old just went and got tested the weekend because somebody one of the other little girl's family had COVID from practice. So we had to go do that. So now we're going to have to be extra careful.
Correct.
We're going to have to teach our kids, listen, while they're in the streets acting a monkey, when they're at home, we need to teach them the seriousness of this virus. This virus is serious. They need to keep those masks on. They need to keep sanitizer, it's a small thing in their pocket. They need to know what's going on in this White House. We'll never go back to normal because nothing is normal as we knew it, as we know it. Going back to school so early without getting really control of this virus is going to be detrimental to our community if we don't take it seriously. So do I think it's a good thing for us to go back so soon? No. Do I think it's another wave coming somewhere? Yes. Why? Because I'm watching every day as the cases soar for coronavirus.
Yeah.
So I think we have to use common sense. I know what the government's saying, but you have your own brain. And I know parents have to work, but we're going to have to come together as a community to get some kind of resolution on how are we going to be able to educate our kids and be safe at the same time and work at the same time.
So Kenya, how are you feeling about it? About us coming back?
Yeah, I think that, it's definitely going to be hard because you have some people who don't take it as seriously as others. And you have some people that, just choose to move in an ignorant way and not consider like the circumstances that we're under. So I'm really scared, but at the same time, I really don't even know where to begin, like what advice I could, give, because I had to get a job, like people have to put food on the table. People have to, a lot of people's mental health has been affected. And I know that like, it's just been really hard on a lot of people mentally as well. People really do need to get back to some sense of normalcy, some sense of going, outside, doing work, making some kind of money to help their families and everything, but it's just about the way that we go about doing that. We have to be safe because our lives are at risk. And it's really unfortunate because the people that are in, you know, these positions of power, they haven't responded with our best interests in mind. So we have to keep our best interest in mind for ourselves and for our communities. But it's gonna be really hard because you can't control everyone, and you just have to just pray for the best and do your part. So that's how I feel.
That is true. What about you, Keri?
I feel like the more that they try to push us to go out, the more cases there are gonna be. Because kids my age, they don't care. Like, I'll go to cheer practice and half of them don't care about the 6 feet. Unlike me, move over, go to the other line.
You better tell, Keri.
And then I keep my mask on. I'll put hand sanitizer on. Every time I go somewhere, I try not to go around many people. But if so, I'll like try to keep my distance, have a mask on and stuff. But this is just gonna get crazy, and I don't want to wear a mask forever. But at this rate, I might have to.
I know.
But you know,
I know.
Keri, you bring an interesting fact because you're doing well, and you too, Ms. Williams. Both of you guys are doing well academically, right? And I think both of you are doing virtual. Or are you doing like a in school, at home type of situation?
I'm doing
Virtual as well.
So you know, it's funny to me that we know that we can adapt, but so many people don't want to adapt, right? Where we can do well on a virtual setting, we can adapt, we can wear masks, we can we can get as close as we were to how we lived without people dying, right? And I think that's the biggest piece. Pushing these my babies back into the classroom like that, it's too early. The numbers are not looking too good. And we have something in place that's allowing students to, one, still do well academically and then continue to prepare themselves for the future. It just boggles my mind. You know, we talk about the village, but really,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Much of a village.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very strange place to be in. I mean, considering we're almost 7 months now into the official pandemic, although there may be signs that it was, you know, before we found out or before we, you know,
Correct.
started, you know, seeing signs or taking things, not necessarily seeing signs. I think we were seeing signs or knowing what it is that we were seeing. I'll put it that way. But what have you, Kenya and Keri, what have you guys learned about yourselves, like through this process? I know going in, you might have been a little nervous, or I know when we first talked about it, as the school year started, it was like, I don't like it, I don't want to do it, I want to, you know, da da da. But what have you, Keri, learned about yourself in this process?
I already knew that I was a procrastinator, but now I learned how much of a procrastinator I can be now that I'm home.
I know what you
But I
mean.
learned that
I
I
know what you mean.
I learned how to like manage myself. Like, okay, you got to get this done. If you don't get this done, then it's just gonna be late and your grade gonna be bad. So I had to like keep focusing myself and like trying to push myself to come on, you can do this. One more quiz. But I honestly feel like the teachers are punishing us.
I do think that the pandemic has done that. It has caused us to either do two things: either rise to the challenge or run from the challenge. And so many of the people that I really associated with, they're rising to the challenge, right? You know, from the collegiate level all the way to K through 12, they're trying to find new ways, new, you know, ideas. Even Miss Black with the Snitch, you know, I love it. It's just we're finding ways to adapt to certain problems that we've had in our community for a long time. And it's helping us to rethink how we educate our students, how we watch out for each other as a family. You know, how do we take care of our community? I really do think that this is 2020 has opened our eyes to what's possible, right?
Sure.
But we can't run from the challenge.
Yeah. Kenya, what have you learned about yourself?
What I've learned about myself is that honestly, it's just been a thing of I was really active and really busy before COVID. Like I would be leaving the house at 8 o'clock, and then not getting home and like really settled in until 11 because I had rehearsal, I had classes, I had meetings, and so I was so invested and I like buried myself in that lifestyle. And COVID has really taught me how to, it just really taught me that those things can change like in a matter of days. Those things can be gone and taken away from you in a matter of days. And how will you sit with yourself? So honestly, it's been a spiritual, I've gotten a lot closer to God during this time because I've realized that, I had a lot of moments where I didn't feel like I had purpose. I had a lot of moments where I just felt like, man, I'm not doing anything. I'm not as active as I used to be. I'm not being a leader. I'm not serving. Like, I'm not on stage. Like, what's going on? I'm just getting up and doing these classes. Like, what am I really doing? What is really my purpose anymore? And so that was really hard for me. But I've learned that it's okay to be still. And I've also learned that there's so much around us that we can embrace, like, and that I shouldn't glorify just being busy all the time. There are so many other ways that I can, minister. There's so many other ways there's so many other things that are important, and there are so many other things that matter. So I've just been trying to just remind myself that, things will get back to normal soon, and everything is gonna be okay, and that I still, have purpose and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's a good lesson to learn, because when you're, not that you aren't an adult, but when you get for real adulting, a lot of responsibility comes, and we forget to slow down. We forget to take a break. I think even just before we came on, we were talking about, how I need, and Kim was saying we need a vacation. We need a vacation. And I've been saying this too, that since it's, I'm watching interviews, I'm watching the reel, I'm watching this, I'm watching that, and all the celebrities talking about, oh, I just been chilling and relaxing. And I heard other people say, oh, I've been it's slowing down. And I'm like, where my slowdown coming? But at the same time, Kenya, like you were saying, sometimes you really just have to take that slow down moment for yourself. That's one of the things that I'm learning, is that I have to set a boundary and say, you know what, from this time to this time, it belongs to me, and it's not being selfish, but it's self-care. I think that might be one of the things that you're talking about too, Kenya, is being able to take care of yourself, take that spiritual journey, and just decompress. I do remember saying that one time during the summer. I was like, look, I got the log off. I just can't. I got the log off, and I gotta decompress. And I remember even thinking, what'd you say, France?
Well, go ahead. Kenya was about to say something, and then I'll come in. Go ahead, Kenya.
Oh, I was gonna say that I had a conversation with my grandmother like a few months ago, and she was just reminding me that a lot of times your body may be resting, but your mind isn't at rest. So that you don't realize how these things like really take a toll on you until you like shift your perspective, and you're like, wait, like my mind hasn't been at rest. I've been constantly going and going and going, and like we really have to get out of that, because you don't even realize how much of a toll it's taking on you. But I just think that we have to, take care of ourselves and be still sometimes, because just burying yourself in the busyness and you're trying to get to the next level and all this stuff, you can forget about
Yeah.
you can forget about yourself. You can forget
Yeah.
about the people that are around you. You can forget a lot of things and kind of lose yourself in that. And you don't want to do that. And it's really hard to say that to people because people are like, no, I really need to get on this. I'm working towards this goal and I'm trying to get, to this place. But we have to remind ourselves that we're not even granted another day. And I hate to say it like that, but it's really the truth. So live in the moment and cherish the moments that you have and decompress if you have to. It's okay. So
I agree with you. But I also think that there's a management piece as well. And COVID has brought that. I felt like I was working more at home, right?
We are.
I was working at my job. And those who know me well know Mr. Morris be on it. I'm talking about on it. So I felt like I was doing a lot more, and then I finally said, okay, you know what? I just need to tell myself stop. Okay, at 7 o'clock, that's it. Shut it down. Walk away from the computer. Whatever is on there, it's gonna be there tomorrow.
Right.
But the one thing we can't do is we can't neglect our responsibilities. Right. We have to find that time to say, okay, this is the rest time. This is the work time. Pre-COVID, I could go to work and I was at work. I didn't have to worry about that. When I came home, I was at home. There was a space for that. Now that you're not, that everything is in the same space.
It's in the same space.
You have to literally tell yourself, this is it. This is that time. And use that time. Now, I have students who try to do that and they end up watching Netflix the whole day. That's not how it works. You gotta say 8 to 5 is homework time, and then 6 to whenever is my Netflix time. So I think that's the fight that we have to fight every day, right? Because that's the push to say, you know what, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm also still taking care of me.
Yeah. And I think it's tricky too, because even pre-COVID, managing that time.
Oh yeah.
And so now that we're in COVID, and like you said, work and home are intertwined. So if you weren't managing that time well before, it's like you really have to intentionally say, look, I'm gonna take a break. Sandra made a comment about being still and living deeply. I think that is so, we really have to do that. So thank you, Sandra, for hanging out with us all the way from Washington State. That's one of my people from Seattle when I was up there. And exactly, Cam, focusing on yourself. Yep. We got a whole bunch of folks that are like chiming in. So Miss Black, you got some love on here. O.T. Jackson.
I don't know.
And let me tell you, man, Miss Black know everybody.
But everybody know Miss Black. I just know faces.
And then we have Angela Mitchell. She was like, that's my niece, Keri.
You know what I did during this time? You know what I did during this time of COVID? I was listening to what Kenya said, and I started focusing on a dream that I had buried. And being busy, just going, Kenya, that was me. I used to just go, pew, pew, pew. I DoorDash at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm just pew, 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 pew. But I would
wake up and get to work at 8. She did it.
And work at 8 o'clock. But and especially the last 4 months?
Yeah.
Well, last 100 and maybe 15 days, I have been able to just be still and focus on a goal to reach that goal. And when I tell you, that's why you barely been seeing the DoorDash Chronicles, because I've been focusing on that goal, because I got that has to come to pass for me, because you never know what you can do until you step out and do it. So this time has been really settling for me, for somebody who's always going, not just for me, but for everybody.
Everybody,
so
yeah.
It's
so you pretty much the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah, I was. Door cell batteries. Door cell batteries. Door cell. Sleeping off. Look, I was getting maybe 4 or 5 hours worth of sleep at night, and I'd
Been
be up and
there,
at it. Up and at it.
been there. Oh my goodness, have been
I'm
there.
talking about, and just be just as perky.
And ready. And
Yeah, ready
ready.
in the morning.
Ready to
But
go.
the
No, I've been
crazy,
resting.
but in the crazy part, so like, yeah, one time in my life I was working a full-time job, in school full-time, and working a part-time job, and doing church and doing, all of this other stuff. And so when I graduated from college, I was a non-traditional student. I said that. When I graduated, it was like everything stopped. Like I didn't have my full-time job anymore. I didn't have class anymore. I think I slept for a week straight.
Oh, you was tired.
Yeah.
You were
It
mentally
was
tired.
like
JT.
it was like the
Yeah,
it
They
was
new
like
just
feeling,
got
baby.
off
sleep.
work
the
here.
bottom.
We
It was
tired
just
over here. Tired.
right.
Tired.
It was just like boom. Like, oh my God, you just don't realize how much you need that rest. Like if I take a nap sometime on Saturday and I wake up hours later, I be like, well, what? I didn't mean to do that.
That's all right, but your body did.
But it's like you are
Yeah.
tired. It's like your body is tired. It's like, look, I can't do no more. Whatever. So yeah, that's the
I'd
crazy
rather
part.
take the
Let's
rest.
get to hold on, friends, before you say that. Let's get to Jamal, can you put up Latoya Steele? This was a pretty good comment right here.
She's a good lady. Hi, Toya.
Um, so she was saying that they have a hybrid
Mhm.
full virtual and completely in person. So those are the options, but the struggle, I agree with you on the struggle about parents not being able to help academically. That's true too. Because
But you know what? I have a thing on that. Well, first, let me make this statement. You got to put yourself down or you're going to get sick. And then that's going to put you down. So get the rest in, because that has happened to me. I can't tell you how many times. I'm ripping and running and then I get sick. So my body says, because you didn't want to listen to me,
right,
now I got you. You're going
right.
to
Hey,
in terms of go ahead, JT.
it's like my grandma used to say, you might want to get you some rest before God give you some rest.
There you go. Oh, in terms of the teachers who are literally doing double duty, man, I got to give you guys a double salute for literally teaching online as well as a group of students in the classroom. I know it's not easy, but it's what we do. We adapt and we celebrate. I'm hoping that our current administrators will say, hey, I'm going to provide the extra services, the extra help, so that you can continue to provide the best quality service possible. So, there are ways for us to get past this. I just think people are fighting progress. They're fighting change. And that to me is like the biggest problem that we face right now. We even see it currently in the White House. I know we're not talking about that tonight.
We're not talking about that tonight, friends.
No, they don't want it. We fight in progress and we fight in change. So,
Well, some people do have a problem with change. I know folks that have a problem with change.
right.
And I think the biggest problem is finding your place in the change. I think that's what it is. It's the uncertainty, and it's what is going to be my value in this change. What is going to be my place in this change? I think that's the biggest thing. And I don't think it's so much of a fight as it is just the uncertainty. And I think that's what a lot of us are dealing with, is the uncertainty and that hope. We're hanging on to that hope of this. When is this going to be over and we can get back to our lives? We hanging on to that.
I don't like that statement. I really don't, because
You don't never like nothing.
you living your life now.
Honestly, friends,
You always disagree with something.
listen, you don't have to like the statement. I'm just telling you how some people feel.
Time out, Miss Black.
I'm out.
I'm sorry, company, but this is what we do. But this is how some people feel they're hanging on to. Okay, this needs to be over so I can get back to my life.
Yeah,
And some of us, honestly, some of us want to get back to. We want to get back to the theater. I don't want to be in the theater with a mask on. I don't want to be in church with a mask on. So I'm hanging on to this thing that this pandemic and all of this is going to be over so I can get back to church without the mask. And now you're telling me that's probably not going to happen. So now I got to wrap my mind around that. And so you got to give people time. What you said?
Huh?
JT said that some people at church need a mask on.
I knew she was gonna tell.
That's what a snitch does. That's what a snitch does. That's what a snitch does.
Kim, you gotta always come back because see, I be missing his slick comment.
Yeah. He said JT said it. Him said it. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it is a lot to deal with. It really is.
Let me ask this question.
Yeah.
So I feel you with the hope piece, right? I really do. But now, looking forward, what are you looking forward to? I want to hear from the guests. What are you looking forward to, Keri? If things don't change and they stay how they are, what are you looking forward to? Can we put our hopes and our dreams onto going back to what it was, or is there something that we should be hoping for besides yesterday? So I want to ask. I want you guys to think about that and tell me. I want to go with Keri first.
France, did we lose you?
No, I'm here. I'm
Okay.
here.
I can still hope that we'll have a prom. I'll just have to adjust and wear a mask and feel like I can't breathe every 2 minutes.
I love it.
You ain't even got to get your makeup done, huh?
Yes, she do. With her mask.
You gotta get your eyes done.
Get the eyes
I
done.
have to hope that we
What
can
about you, Ms. Williams?
Oh, Keri wasn't finished. What
Go
else,
ahead,
Keri?
Keri.
I'm good. I'm done.
No, we missed what you said.
Oh, I said I hope that we can still do some of the senior traditions.
Okay.
Kenya.
That's what I'm saying.
Honestly,
Before Ms. Williams goes,
hope as well.
I ain't gonna say that.
say it again.
Honestly, that's my same hope as well because I'm a senior too. So it's a lot of things that led up to this year that I'm like, okay, now I'm going to get to experience this. I'm going to have this moment that I worked so hard for. So that's my hope as well, is that we can still find a way to keep these senior traditions, especially like I'm about to graduate from FAMU. That to me is really big.
Yeah.
I just, there's BC, there's BCU in my family, there's Savannah State in my family, but I'm coming from FAMU and I'm trying to represent and go out like Rattlers are supposed to. So that's what I want to do. I want my senior year to end.
And how is that?
It.
How Rattlers supposed to go out?
Better than everybody else.
That's right.
That's
right.
Yeah.
Better than everybody else, JT.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
France, you make yesterday sound like it's a bad thing.
it is. Well, I gotta hear from Ms. Black first before I go tell you my comment.
Wow.
Yes.
What was your question again?
My question is, looking forward into the future, what are you holding on to? Like, what are you looking forward to? Not in terms of just the change that, hey, I want to look forward to us going back to normalcy, but what else is there that we should be looking towards?
Reinventing ourselves and reinventing our lives, because that's how we're going to stay afloat, by adjusting. No matter what, but we have to adjust. And I'm a very good adjuster with all the trials and tribulations and obstacles I've had to overcome. And not only that, It's just that I can adjust. We have to learn as a people to adjust. I recommend Who Moved My Cheese. It's a book.
Yeah.
Very
And
good work.
you got to find new cheese.
That's
And I'm
right.
not just talking about new money,
That's right.
but you got to find new ways to do things. And you got to be optimistic about life, your life. So I'm just looking forward to each day, what it brings. I have learned through this pandemic to take it a day at a time.
Yep.
Just a day at a time.
Because I don't too much pre-plan anymore. I'm going with the flow. I'm planning for future things, but I'm like really like going with the flow because I was missing out on a lot of little bitty day-to-day things. So I'm just looking forward to life and having life more abundantly.
Hey,
Yeah.
That's what was
hey,
promised
that's
to me.
the word right there. Yeah.
Well,
So Shonda Johnson says,
That's my sister.
that's just, she said that too. She's like, I'm so proud of my big sister. She says, hope brings about change, and change will bring hope.
That's right. That's
There
right.
it is. There it is. Thank you. Thank you so much for that comment.
And she kind
But
of summed up what I was thinking about, right? Our hope should be in change, right?
Yeah.
And we will become better. You guys already know my, I'm always working on greater, working on how can we be in a better place, in a better mindset, in a better physical set, in a better, environment. What can we do to make it better? And if that means me wearing a mask so that my neighbors are safe and that I'm safe, so be it, right? If that means me going online to educate myself and to ensure that I have the knowledge that I need to move on forward, so be it. If that also means that I have to leave behind some of the traditions that we've had in the past, so the class of 2000, you got to give them a shout out because they were able to transition without having some of those same traditions and still do well, still working well in the classroom, still being able to adapt to the new way of learning. So I think we have to look into that. Change is going to come. As it is going to come to the White House, it's going to come to your house. Change is going to come.
yeah, I mean,
get
that. And we get that. And nobody is doubting that. But at the same time, I mean, we do have cherished traditions.
I had to throw that change in there because some people cherish that they gonna stay where they at.
And
growth.
I don't know. I guess I feel like you can.
JT yawning, y'all.
I don't think you can cherish. What you say, Kim?
I'm snitching on JT because he yawning because he didn't get his proper rest like his body told him to.
Listen, I got proper rest, but if you knew what I do for a living, or one of the things that I do, you'd understand. This doesn't say I'm the real Santa Claus.
Oh.
He's moving for the cheese.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I think there's a balance between tradition and progress. And maybe that's just the way I see it. And so to me, I guess I don't feel like there's anything wrong with a hope for some of the things of yesterday. But at the same time, I know that we have and need to and are making progress and making changes. I mean, we see that right now. Look at all of us right here. If I just decided, okay, we can't take kitchen talk no more, so we just got to wait until we can, then we wouldn't be right here. So That's get correct. That. But now, am I hoping and wishing for the time when we can come back in the kitchen? Yes, I am.
Snitch down.
I hope for that. I hope for the cameras. I hope for the lights. I hope to touch France and JT in the kitchen. And I don't think anything's wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. But I'm just saying that there's ways that we can adapt to it. Like, listen, Keri, I've known Keri since, I think, was it your freshman year, your ninth grade year? I can't wait to see her walk, get her degree. We've talked about it almost every summer since I've met her. I can't wait.
Snitch back,
You know
snitch
what?
back. I was about to say,
JT, you see how I glided on back in? You see I glided on back in, just slide on back in like ain't nothing happened.
Listen, I can't wait for Keri and I can't wait for Ms. Williams to get their degree, right? And to walk through the stage if they have to. But I won't be mad. I'm happy that they have finished the race that they started. And if that means you have to get it online and keep it moving, girl, do it. Get it online
And keep it moving.
Because, like I said, I was waiting for these days. I was waiting for this moment, right? To see the students that I've worked with so hard, to see them finish, to write down those goals, and to see them make these moves to get to where they are. That's a tremendous accomplishment. But at the end of the day, I want them to be safe because that's just one part of their lives. There's so many more hills and challenges to conquer. So, this is just one part. I think that's my hiccup right now is, you can call me Optimus Prime. I'm always looking for the bright side of things, but I'm also looking for what's next. How can we improve? So I think we have to put that into context,
Sure. And I mean, honestly, we doing it,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
None of us,
doing it well.
the world, I mean, we might have went inside at some point and they said the world was shut down. But honestly, the world kept turning.
It
The
kept
earth
turning.
kept turning. We kept moving.
Correct.
We found new ways to do what we need to do. We found new strategies. I think we're progressing, of course. So we're going to still keep it moving. I mean, Keri's still making great grades. King is still making great grades. I'm sure she's what my mama say, them cum laude children.
Hey, listen, don't make sure y'all ain't thank you, Lordy.
Yeah,
It's
no.
okay. Just know that I'm finished.
Thank you, Lottie, is a good one too.
There's nothing wrong with that, Lordy. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it. Thank you, Lordy. But I think we're showing that. I think we're definitely showing that. And one of the things that that I love about Kenya is that she is always so positive and so she passionate, compassionate. So she tries to make sure and I think that's probably one of the things that she is missing is being able to gather those freshman students together and the sophomore students and bringing folks up under her and so moving forward, I still see her doing that even through this virtual space. Whatever. So we're resilient. We are.
Yeah.
We're resilient people.
That's
And we
the
do
thing
what we got to do.
We kind of forget that we are resilient. I mean, think about it. Our people were put on slave ships with no money, no thought, no nothing. And for us to be here today shows that resiliency, right? And I think we can continue to be that. We can continue to grow, to develop, and to continue to make change regardless of what everybody else is trying to say. Hey, this is how it's gonna go. So I think that's what we as a community should be looking at. A good example, Miss Black, is what you did, right?
What I did.
took that change. It took somebody to say enough is enough. And you know what? I gotta watch out for my people because that same person that's getting bullied might be the next president, might be the next vice president, might be the next student at FAMU. So we got to be able to say we could do it.
Yeah,
there's opportunities here for us to make this world a better place. I know I'm thinking Michael Jackson right now.
But no, I
For you and for me.
Italian race.
Sing, JT. Some.
Something, JC.
Can't get a better place for you and for me and the entire human race.
We got
As
it.
far as
We gotta tap into
Woo,
that.
we're gonna have to work on them words.
hey, what? Huh?
We're gonna have to work on them words.
Oh, that I was singing it wrong. Oh, okay, my bad.
Ooh. We're gonna let you stick to the talk show. Just stick to the
But
talk show.
I do think that we are seeing that across the world. We're seeing that across this country. We're seeing it with people like Kim Black and creating change, creating resources, using what started out as just something, Facebook was just something fun or whatever, and using that platform in a better way. We're seeing it with, I was listening to Congressman Clyburn did a talk today with some of our social work students that was opened up to the university. And one of the things that he was saying in his hometown, only he was talking about infrastructure and how we most of the time think of infrastructure as highways and roadways and things like that. But he was talking about bandwidth and how it needs to be a part of infrastructure, because in the rural county that he grew up in, only 34% of the children have internet.
Yeah.
And so the other 66% could not do schoolwork and ended up having to repeat a grade because of the shutdown.
So let me tell you, without COVID, that would never have been exposed.
Nope.
True.
Yeah. COVID exposed a lot.
Again, we got
it's 2020, guys. So vision was gonna be made clear. Whether we like what we saw or we didn't like what we saw, it was still gonna be made clear. And so what I do think with our people, like with Keri, she could have gave her parents grief and been like, oh, I can't learn it like this, or I need to be in the classroom. No, she buckled down and kept doing what she couldn't really do that with her parents, but
I did
it's okay.
For the rest of her village, like me, I'd be like, Keri, we gonna get this together. But there are students who are like her that either don't have internet access, right? Or they don't have parent support in that way. I think somebody else mentioned about parents not being able to help academically with their children and stuff like that. So it's a lot of stuff that we see, but we're also affecting change in that. And so that was one of the things that Congressman Clyburn was talking about today. And I thought that was so interesting. So we do what we got to do. I mean, we're resilient people. We make it work. We make it happen. And it is what it is. And I still want to see y'all in my kitchen at some point. But until then, I see you here.
Love it.
Until then. So listen, any last thoughts, Kenya?
No, I don't have any last thoughts. We just gonna see what happens.
We're gonna see what happens. I will say publicly, like, don't tell anybody, but like, you're one of my favorites. I'm just gonna say.
You just told everybody.
Just told the world.
I did, didn't I?
You're my favorite.
I love Kenya. She is a stage manager. She is an actress. She is a motivator. She is a worker. Oh, the sky. Not even the sky. What's beyond the sky? Isn't even a limit for her. Oh my God. Yeah. Keri, any last thoughts from you?
Oh, no, Miss Williams is about to say something.
Oh, I'm sorry. Key, what we gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say, I was on Instagram and I was another student at FAMU posted a video and they were asking, it was like an interview kind of thing. They were asking a lot of questions, and the question was, who's your favorite professor on FAMU's campus? And they said Miss Lisa Lorraine. And I was like, girl, that's mine too.
What?
Yeah. So,
Y'all love that short woman?
yes.
Hold on. We ain't gonna start with no short jokes.
Oh,
Get him, Kim.
We gonna leave them short jokes alone. We gonna move forward.
You
Okay, we
vertically
gonna move
challenged too?
Just a little bit,
Get him, Kim.
but
Ain't nothing wrong. Hey, we got what God gave us, Miss Black.
that's right, and I works with it.
Me too.
Sitting on the
Okay,
step stool right
That's
now.
a whole nother kitchen talk. We got the baby
Hey,
on
wait,
tonight.
I'm sitting on my step stool right now.
So, Keri, any last thoughts from you?
I'm
All hearts and
hoping
minds clear.
that I'm hoping that come up with like a compromise and move forward still. And hope for the best with everything moving back to how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So, Keri, are you and your friends like thinking of any kind of compromises? Are y'all like suggesting anything?
We haven't really. We're trying to see what the school is saying because they're saying like, oh, we might have grad bash. Then I'm hearing from like Universal Studios saying, oh, we can only have a certain amount of numbers, so it's like
correct.
we might not have a grad bash.
Yeah.
We're just like trying to think like, maybe we could do something else if we can't do that. Like, we try to find something else to do.
Y'all can ride by Universal Studios.
You know what?
Oh,
No way.
Oh, Lord. I love it.
Lord.
I love it. So, let me keep going. Miss Black, go ahead. Miss Black, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I got so many thoughts. I don't never have a final thought. But I would look. I'm gonna be with like JT. In closing, I shall say this.
Hey Kim, only one closing now.
Only one close. Okay. In close, that's the third one. I
Oh,
will
they were
say
the boss. They were the Boston that's coming out.
Look, I will say this. Ladies, keep pushing.
Yes.
It might not seem, some days you have your dark days, but keep pushing. The light will shine on. I thank you for just, even through I know it's been a lot. I have a 15-year-old and it's been a lot for her, but she have a crazy mama and she keeps pushing. And she keeps pushing with those A's and B's. Yes, just like Keri, she don't have a choice. But at the end of the day, it's going to be so much rewarding. When each time you reach a milestone, it's going to be so much rewarding. Kenya, I see your you on with your mini mentor, Miss Lorraine.
You got a mini, right?
Yeah, you got the mini. I like how you're doing. It's okay. Many people can call many people many people.
And many people got many powers. Great powers.
Yes, just ladies, just keep pushing. It is not always gonna be this hard. It's not always gonna be like this. Develop and create your new norm.
Yeah.
What works for you by being safe. Just develop and create your new norm. I am going to continue to snitch. So all of you parents out there, go ahead and subscribe to the Parent Snitch page on Facebook. I'm gonna branch over to the Instagram, but right now I'm on there. I need to know what you need. We're gonna get it together and we're gonna do this thing. We're gonna go back to the basics and we're gonna instill these morals that the music and TV and everything has taken from our children.
Yes.
We're gonna put it back in our children because our children are our future. Just like we never thought we'll see the day that a woman of color would be in the White House as an VP. I just had to throw that out there.
Yes.
So rewarding. So you know that it doesn't matter. You can sky's the limit. You can have anything you want. Yeah. Parents, I'm coming at you. I need to know what you need so we can get it out there, because if you need it, somebody else needs it. So let's share our needs to get some things that we need to get done.
So my final thought to you guys is that you are making a difference. This is for everybody, Miss Black included, Miss LeRae. All of you are making a difference. And the crazy thing is you don't know who you're going to make a difference to. I tell my students this all the time. You're going to change the lives of people you know and people you don't know, right? So there's somebody's life that you might change. Even tonight, somebody may have heard the message, the fun and the games and some of those the nuggets, you know, that we laid down tonight to say, you know what, I want to make a difference. I want to make a change. I want to be a part of this community. I want to be a part of this what we call it, LeRae, this
Village?
This village. I couldn't get the village out.
We are the village people.
Village. And you know, somebody might be listening, so I want to be a part of this village. And I think we change lives, and sometimes we know who those lives are, and sometimes we don't know. So I encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. You know, if it's school, if it's work, if it's a hobby, whatever it may be, keep doing it, because we are literally changing lives. So stay strong, Miss Kim. You know what I'll do is a couple of months, I need to send you my motivational pieces from the W initiative.
Please. Yes.
Just to say, you know, you guys got it. Again, all of us are in this together. I can't wait to see my ladies graduate. If I'm online, I'm gonna log in and watch it. But I can't wait to see you guys matriculate into the next level of your lives. Keep up the great work, and what Miss Black said was on point. Keep pushing. Keep pushing.
That is the biggest thing. I've been knowing Keri from the womb. I'm trying to tell you. I'm so proud. So proud.
Thank you.
So the time has been well spent. Oh, thanks, Cam. Cam has been hanging out with us in the kitchen for the last few weeks. I love it.
Stand strong with the crew.
Okay, that's another one of my church babies. I love it. Love them church babies. So next week we'll be here. If you are watching us on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button so you'll never miss another show. You'll get notifications. If you are watching us on Facebook, thank you so very much. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, like on there. We are so grateful that you joined in and had all these wonderful comments and joined the conversation. We'll be back next Thursday. We'll be right back here at 9 o'clock. So join in, join the conversation. Kitchen Talk CTC.
Conversations that cook.
Yes, and we will see you all next week. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Jamal. Shout out to Jamal. Thank you, Jamal.
Put some pots on the stove.
I told you, Kim, I thought you had one closing.
Okay, but you know I'm in the. You know what? Put some pots on the stove.
Next week I gotta show you my new pots.
Okay, put some pots on the stove.
On my stove?
On anybody's stove. Put some pots on the stove. A little soup, a little chili.
This what happens when you get virtual. See, usually when we in the kitchen, I do have pots.
Yeah.
And they be simmering, and the food be here. But no, friends don't want to go back to the day of yesterday. He want to stay in this day.
I'm looking for a brighter day.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you all next week. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining us.